Can you believe that this McLaren used to look like this? And now it's driving. The damage was so bad to the carbon tub of this car that McLaren deemed it unrepairable. Instant no. So I was left with no other choice but to buy a new tub and rebuild the McLaren from scratch, even with some help from Richard Hammond.
Why do I feel I'm being trapped here?
Who made a bet with us that we couldn't get it done by Christmas.
Seriously, you think Christmas?
Unfortunately, we missed the deadline. But today, we're going to finish this for good.
Oh no, he's on fire!
We're on fire!
We're on fire, we're on fire!
That may look really unfinished, but the only thing really to go on it is body panels, and that's what we was waiting for from the body shop. And this is probably one of the only cars you can take to a body shop to have painted without taking the actual car. So take a look at what colour I've chosen for the 720s. Minty fresh. This is the colour. It looks sick. It does still need all polishing and flattening and all that type of stuff, but they can't do that until it's on the car. First thing to go on is the door, because it's just a massive piece. Let's put it on. The colour looks unreal. I couldn't be any more happier. But it's really difficult to tell what it's going to look like until we put all the panels on the car. Demonstration. And the doors go up, up, up. Crazy. Being that the door is one of the biggest pieces on the McLaren, we thought we'd start there first. There's two hinges for one door. We've got the lower hinge, which is connected to the actual tub of the car. This does the majority of the lifting. And then we've got a smaller hinge on top of the car, which stops the door from moving around. This colour, with the orange stripes on the interior, mad. It's going to be a one of one. There's more stuff later in the video. It's not only this colour. It's going to look crazy. Once both of the door hinges are put on, the door needs to be able to hold itself up. And that's why we have this massive hydraulic strut here, which goes through the door and clips onto the door hinge. Does that hold it?
I'll let go.
And that's one door on. Look at the old door. This is what happened. That was the impact. So we need this hinge off this. Ooh, chances of it being bent?
Not at all.
Usually, if the bonnet's damaged on a car, you would always replace the hinges as well, because they'll usually be bent. But for some reason, I didn't abide by these rules when doing the doors. And this left-hand door was pretty badly damaged, and I've chose to keep the same hinge.
I'm miles away. No, that's good there.
Bloody nowhere near, mate.
It is nowhere near.
Bloody nowhere near. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Yep, our hinge was bent. But luckily there was another one listed on eBay for £300, which we'll go and collect later. But without that door on the left-hand side of the car, we can't build up anything else. So I'm just going to continue building up the right-hand side of the car, continuing with the rear quarters, which are just bolted to the chassis. But it seems things weren't going to be as easy as that with the McLaren. The panels just didn't really line up. We were pretty far off with the door closed. So we spent a lot of time adjusting the rear quarter to make it line up with the door. And we eventually figured out why it didn't work. We're wondering why this didn't fit. Found out why. Because McLaren maybe decided, okay, they don't fit, so they made these little bits of Lego, and then that go behind them like that, and then the bolt goes through it. No wonder we couldn't get it lined up. Here is the side skirt. So the inserts on these are normally grey. We've gone black to give it more depth. Gone black on the top as well, and then the door handle, and this is all going to be black, sprinkled with a little of carbon fibre. The McLaren is built with so many different pieces, and the side skirt being one of them. It uses clips to hold it to the side of the quarter, and then 2 bolts which you have to get your arm in behind to tighten up. After that, you can see the air filters at the back of the car. And I've got the carbon ducting which slides into place and clips into the rear quarter. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh! Wow! If this is not the most beautiful thing of engineering, look at it. Just looks. It's a nice wing mirror, isn't it? It was actually quite nice to work on the McLaren, and most stuff seems to make sense. The wing mirror wiring pushes into the side of the door, and then there's 3 bolts you have to reach up into to hold it onto the door. After that, it's the window. Next up, it's the window. Look, this window is tinted heavily, and the other window isn't tinted because we had to get a new one. This car has to pass an inspection to be imported into the UK and registered on the road. I don't think this tint will pass. So, I think he's had it done extra. If this leaves loads of adhesive on the window, fuming.
Yeah.
Wow! That is dark, isn't it?
Limo.
That is well done. Let's get it in. Oh, do you reckon that little tab goes like, oh. See that? Look. Yeah. And whilst we're on the window topic, the front windscreen had arrived. And there's a lot more windows that have got to be fitted to the car. 5 of them on the back, in fact. So, Screensaver were here to fit them. So the windscreen now is about to go in. We had to get this from McLaren. It was £1,400 plus tax, which actually seems fairly cheap when you compare it to something else. That's the front windscreen in place. These pieces, this is the glass that sits on top of the doors, and these are broke. Now each one of these is £3,300 plus VAT each. So we decided not to replace these. I mean, I've got a solution, but you'll find out later. Again, lining all the glass up was just as hard as lining up the panels on the car. There's a lot of movement in it all, so we had to make sure it was perfect. The adhesive goes on first, and then the glass just simply pushes into place. Apart from the huge rear screen, which is held in with 4 bolts, so I could do that one myself.
Hey, what you got?
Shall we see if it fits?
Let's hope that one isn't bent.
Will this door line up with the new hinge? If it doesn't, we've done something wrong. What's going on here? This is miles off.
Is it?
It's well far off. Like the bottom end of the door needs to be like something not right. Could be the door.
Don't say that. We just had it painted.
No, yeah. It seems the brand new second-hand hinge was also bent. My dad scammed us. He brought us a bent hinge. Again, well, we think it's a bent hinge. It's so far off. It's so far off. But without that door going on, we cannot build the rest of the car. So we need a hinge. Well, can we make one good one out of 2?
That's the bit.
Do you think this bit is going to be the bent bit?
It's going to be the bent bit because that's the weak bit, isn't it?
On both ones, yeah. McLaren isn't open during the weekends, and even if we could get one from McLaren, it'll be a couple of days wait.
Plan is we're going to try and bend this hinge
Back to where it should be.
back to where it should be. That's just so we can do the video because all our subscribers want to see a video, don't they? And if we don't get a hinge fitted on the door, we can't finish it.
So our only option was to bend it, using the old tub outside. What we're doing is manufacturing a McLaren door hinge at -5 degrees. That's how cold it is. Look at that. We've bolted the hinge to the old tub, and then we're going to use a ratchet strap to tie it around the tub, and then with a little bit of heat, we're hoping it'll pull it in. Of course, afterwards, we're going to have to get a new hinge, but we're hoping that this will work for the meantime. It looks sketchy, but it might work. Oh! That's some pressure now.
Release the ratchet.
Release the ratchet. Now to see whether it lines up. And sure enough, it did. But of course, we're going to replace this hinge later because we're not too sure on the strength of it. But for now, it can hold the door in place whilst I can put the rear quarter on and the side skirt and build up the rest of the 720S. Once I've got the rear quarter in, it's all these air ductings on the side, which have been done in gloss black, which again adds that little bit more depth for the suspension to work. Now, if you remember back to the previous video, it needs to be set up by the new McLaren suspension to the rear of the car. Then I tried to explain how the McLaren suspension works. All four corners are linked together using these hydraulic lines, which have some serious pressure in them. But for the suspension to work, it needs to be set up by a McLaren specialist. Luckily, I have one. Steve's come down from V Engineering, and he's brought this special MCLAREN machine down, which attaches onto the suspension. What this machine does is suck the hydraulic fluid out of the suspension, along with any air bubbles, and circulates it back in without putting the air bubbles back in. That way we get a nice working 720S suspension system. Cool. Is that it? The suspension suspending?
Suspension is suspending, yeah.
Great. The next step that I cannot do. The wing. The wing is hydraulically controlled by two lines which go into the gearbox down there. This needs to be calibrated using the special McLaren tool. The engineering can do it again. I don't know what's going to happen, but apparently it's going to go up and down to calibrate. So the wing works with these two hydraulic lines here, which split out into a T-section and go to each side of the wing. First, Steve's going to push down the wing to make sure the sensors are working, which you can see here, the left side is reading 0 and the right side is now reading 0. Now he's going to put it into a self-bleed mode, which should lift the wing up and then push it down multiple times, which again should get all the air out of the hydraulic system. I'm not sure how, but it somehow does it. Once that procedure's done, we check to see if it works, and it does, and that's another fault cleared. Now this rear spoiler won't be staying on the car, but now I know that it actually works, I can remove the old one to give me more space to put the exhaust back in. I'm kind of regretting putting the rear quarters on now, because it's gave us less room to fit the exhaust and all the heat shields in, but regardless, we managed to just squeeze it in there. And I'll remind you guys that this is not a standard exhaust. This McLaren came with a Larini exhaust with Larini sports cats as well. Around £14,000 worth of exhaust on it. So I'm definitely keeping it. Front of the car, which wasn't really damaged in the accident. We have got both of the front wings. We haven't had them painted, but they are pretty boring in my opinion. But we've got a solution for that.
It's a bit of a trim.
Whoa.
Oh my.
Oh, whoa. This is a full CT carbon body kit. This McLaren is going to look one of a kind, not only with this minty fresh colour, but all of this carbon stuff on there. There's a bonnet, there's wings, there's side skirt, splitter, diffuser, everything, which is going to fully transform this car. One part of this body kit is this new big carbon spoiler, which is going to go just there, and it's going to look magical. But this has got to be put together first. There's a lot of stuff that needs to go in it, so my dad is going to do that whilst I'll show you something special. There's a brake light in the spoiler where the wire's got to be threaded through it. Hey! Now that can be fitted to this, but in the meantime, let me show you this. You might have seen it on the second channel. This is a massive monumental moment in the Matt Armstrong channel. We have our own bottle of Y food. It's limited edition. It's got Matt Armstrong written on it, a car, the MA logo, and my favourite flavour, the Happy Banana. Get it on. Now, if you've never heard of Y food before, it is a meal replacement drink. It's not a diet drink, it's not a protein shake. It simply replaces one meal, and inside one of these bottles is 500 500 calories.
But Matt, why would you promote a drink which has got 500 calories in it? That's surely not healthy.
Well, it's got 500 calories in here because it's replacing one meal throughout the day and it keeps you full up to your next meal. And it's not just 500 calories of rubbish, is it? No. There's 26 vitamins and minerals in this. It's high in fibre, high in protein, it's lactose free, it's gluten free, and there's no added sugar. And on top of that, it is the limited edition Matt Armstrong bottle.
Did you know when you press the brake on this car, this wing acts as an air brake?
No, I didn't.
Do you know what else you need to stop this car?
Yeah, a disc.
Well, it's a good job because we have a carbon brake disc from the McLaren. We already gave away one of them. Here's another one, a broken one. We're going to sign this and give it away to somebody who buys one of the Matt Armstrong Y Food Happy Banana special edition, limited edition, one only Y Food. So you could be getting your hands on this limited edition Y Food by clicking the link in the description box below and using the discount code which is appearing on screen now. Here's your answer to stop eating junk food. Grab a Y Food.
Is that wing on yet?
Thanks, Y Food.
There once was a ship that put to sea, and the name of that ship was the Billy O.T.
The wing looks crazy.
Blow me, bully boys, blow.
Does the brake light work?
I don't know, we're having a look now.
Go on then.
Let's see if it fits.
Yeah! What? Oh.
That one's not working now.
Is it not?
No.
Oh.
Oh no, you did that. That's your part of the car.
No!
The only thing I can think of is that that doesn't work when the wing's up.
Ah. That would be a good logic because what's the point? Because that's exactly
Because you
what
wouldn't
it is.
see it, yeah. You wouldn't see it. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think. Because it has been working, hasn't it?
Definitely.
If
think
the
that's
wing's
the thing?
always up, it'll look cool.
Yeah, if
and
the
you got a
wing's
brake light.
up, you're obstructing that one. So what would be the point in putting that one on? And it could also, if you're driving down a country road, you put your brake light on, the reflection of that into your rear view will cause just havoc.
And also, if it is disconnected because he's forgot about it, he's going to do it later on tonight when we're gone.
Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tanking is done, we'll take our leave and go.
I think my theory with the rear brake light was right, but I guess we'll find out later. For now, I'm moving back onto the front of the car, putting the arch lining in, sliding the door wiring through and connecting it up to the front, and then I can put on the new front carbon fibre wings or fenders if you're American. After that, I can put on the carbon fibre bonnet, or hood, or decal if you're German.
When she died down low.
And it's starting to look absolutely unreal. And again, a massive thanks to CT Carbon for this carbon fibre kit. If you wanted to get any carbon fibre parts from their website, you can do with the link in the description and with this 10% discount code.
It's me! You know who I am. Got to put this on. But do you know what? Bolts are in there.
That was the only airbag to go.
I can see why this airbag went off.
Not only you got to replace the airbag though, look, it breaks the door card.
Oh, how expensive are those?
This was about 750 quid for one door card. But I assume it has like a weak point in it so it can go. So now we're on with replacing the only airbag which deployed in the McLaren. It's pretty easy to replace one of these. It slides into place and it's held in with about 3 bolts. Then you just have to connect the electrical connector. After that, we're on with putting the front bumper on. Whoa! Look at that. That looks flipping like a spaceship.
What's the best looking car in your car collection?
I think this now.
Really?
Even unfinished.
I might have to agree.
I think it does. It's got everything in it. And we still ain't even got the wheels on and it looks good. Normally they don't look good until you got the wheels on, doesn't it? It's true. This McLaren has come such a long way from the bare shell it was just 3 months ago. And now it's turning into probably one of the best looking cars in my car collection. I did not expect it to look this good. And maybe you've been watching the journey, but you haven't clicked the subscribe button. Well, now's the time to do it. Yeah! Finally, I can put on the rear bumper. Have to connect up the camera connection, then the connection for all the parking sensors, and then we can slide it into place. Okay, I can put some bolts in that now. And then the diffuser will go on the back. Let's have a look. Oh! That looks so good.
I think when you put the diffuser on, it's going to look next level.
Yeah. No wait till the diffuser goes on. It's absolutely F1.
You want to see it, Anna? It's dragging on the floor.
I don't think I've ever seen a diffuser so big either.
Here's the diffuser. And it is absolutely massive. It's almost like an F1 car's diffuser. Look at that! It looks just like someone's put a race diffuser on it.
Oh, wow. Wow. That is massive.
Look at the rear diffuser, Hannah, what do you think?
Yeah, that looks good.
That looks savage, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Almost there. I want to show you a few quirky things about McLaren. McLaren don't like making things to the exact millimetre. For example, this clip here, look at the gap between the clip, but their answer is a seal to fill up the body gap there. And not only is it their answer there, it's also, check out this huge gap here. We thought that is definitely not right, but guess what? McLaren decided quite nicely to fill it up with a huge bit of like seal here, which again has got to stick to it. So the panel gap doesn't have to be perfect because a seal fits in there, which is, again, it's kind of good for us who like building it. I like it, it's cool, but I mean, you probably just wouldn't expect it. Now, onto the rest of the CT carbon kit, starting off with the side skirts. Now normally I would bolt side skirts to the body of the car, but because these side skirts actually fit to the door, if you lifted the door up, you'd see the bolts underneath. So instead, I'm just gonna bond these to the bottom of the door. Ready? That way I think it'll give a cleaner finish when the door's up and you won't see those exposed bolts. But we've only got one chance to get this right and fit it in the correct position. So we've got to get it perfect. It does just add that extra bit to it, doesn't it? And there's going to be a splitter as well.
I don't get why manufacturers don't have them from the factory. Which makes everything look so much better.
Now, moving on to the rest of the side skirt, which goes underneath the rear quarter. With this one, I'm going to use panel bond, and also when I get it in the ramp, I'm going to put bolts through it as well, just to give it that extra bit of strength. We definitely don't want this flying off when we're going around the track. I'm just placing the side skirt into position, then using a jack to hold it into place and let it set overnight. And the next morning, I got it up in the ramp so I can continue finishing the build off. It's all the little bits now, but they're vital, like the headlights, which slide in from the back, and after that, the arch linings. This car needs to be perfect before it goes to inspection, because to permanently import a car into the UK, everything will be checked to make sure it's safe for the UK roads. So there's no cutting corners with this. And there's all of the underneath in place. Looking good. Moving on to the front splitter, the final part of the CT carbon kit. There's two sides to the splitter and then one big piece which goes in the middle. And they use the OEM bumper bolt holes to bolt into place. Here we go, it is looking good. We're almost there. There's still some little final touches that we need to do, like sticking on all of these McLaren seals behind the wing and everything, which is going to be very, very time consuming, and we need to make sure we do that. But we need wheels. That looks mental. Oh my God. This is looking good. We've just got to pull it forward. We need to check fault codes as well. We don't know how many fault codes we've got yet. But today's goal is just to get this looking finished and good enough for pretty much the road. What faults have we got? Airbag fault needs to be cleared. Driver door, well, yeah. Fuel level, yeah. We've only got 2 faults. Only 2 faults. Only 2 faults. One's an airbag which needs to be cancelled off because that shouldn't be a fault anymore. And the other one's the door. Good. The door fault is easy enough to clear. It just needs the door card putting on and then the handle connecting, which my dad's doing. So the roof, you have options at McLaren. You can spec a carbon roof, and then with the carbon roof, you also get this bit carbon as well, and you have to actually pay extra for them not to paint it, but which is what we had on the old tub. The old tub was a carbon roof, and it had these bits which were carbon there, but you can have a black roof and then have a thing called Gorilla Glass, which is this stuff here, which is £3,300 per glass. I decided I'm not going to pay £3,300 per glass. So instead, what I've done, we've got the carbon bits which we originally had, but just painted black, which kind of just looks like glass really. That'll go on like that. That just needs to be bonded into place, but I think that looks pretty good. It doesn't like, it still looks like glass almost, and the black goes with the black there. But yeah, I think that flows quite nice there, the black, and it looks pretty cool. But now it is just about time we could finally drive this McLaren out. To Wheel Mania, the home of wheel refurbs and of course brand new alloys. This is really going to top the build off. 25 to 10 and we're at Wheel Mania. Now the car is still not registered in the UK. We cannot drive it, hence why it's come on the trailer. But that's not going to stop us getting wheels. We've come here to get some insane wheels which we've designed, but we've got to get it off the trailer first, which is an ordeal.
Yeah, it's going up.
Don't say slow, because slow sounds like go.
Keep going. No, I think you're alright, keep going. Yeah, you're good, keep going.
It's that much off the floor. I'm breathing in.
I think, yeah, you're in.
Yeah, we're off.
Yeah.
Oh. This is where we come to finish and top off the builds. Well, it's not quite finished, but it's going to look a lot better than what it did, definitely at the start of the video. We need to go see the wheels first.
I got it like that. Baby, I'm a big deal, I got it like that. I did it again, who told you that I was finished? Fresh off the plane with a new mani-pedi. My hair stay laid and you know I get paid.
Oh, they are crazy. They are definitely out there.
Wow.
Look at, this is completely off the scale of what we've ever designed before, completely custom made.
The white thing's removable, so if you do curve it, we can do both.
I won't curve it.
Leo might.
Leo might.
You're not driving this car.
No. So 20-inch on the front,
21-inch on the rear.
This car is going to be nuts with these on.
I was born, I've been a big deal.
So this is it. The new wheels which we designed have come to life. Now I know these aren't the usual wheels you'll probably expect on a McLaren, but I'd say neither's the colour. I wanted to build something that is personal to me, and that's exactly what these wheels and the colour does. So yeah, I already know we're going to get some people which like it and some people which don't. One of a kind wheels. I know there's going to be 50-50 in the comments on this one, with the carbon kit, with these wheels as well, but there is not another 720s which looks like this. I can tell you that for free. So thanks so much, Wheel Mania. Again, if you need wheels, links in the description, WhatsApp numbers there, WhatsApp them. But I think we need to have a word with Richard Hammond now. What a car this has turned out to be. I never expected it to look this good. It is truly one of a kind. And you never would have thought it from the state that we picked it up. It almost seemed the impossible build. especially having to change over the whole tub, the whole wiring and every single nut and bolt on the car. This one is one I'll remember forever and one I'll keep forever. But I just couldn't resist not taking it for a little drive on the private road before we left, which is where it all went wrong.
Oh my god!
Flame!
Big flame. What's... Oh. Engine very bad. Oh no, it's on fire!
Are we on fire?
We're on fire, we're on fire. Oh no.
No, and it's coming out the exhaust.
That's always good.
God, there was a lot of smoke.
Do you know the flame?
It looked like it was on fire.
Oh, engine!
Engine very bad. Oh no. That's not good. Oh, we're in. Oh my god, look at the smoke.
Engine system fault, call McLaren.
Oh my god.
No, it won't,
gone.
it don't move.
It's just gone.
It's gone. Oh. It just cuts out.
So the car literally set on fire as we went past. We downshifted and it backfired, and we thought it was a good flame, but it might be a bad flame by the looks of that smoke. So we're going to get it on the trailer and back to the unit. Please say we don't have to pull out an engine.
Well, Hammond, I know we said Christmas, but I didn't say what Christmas. And now this 720S is complete. It looks mint, excuse the pun, and it runs perfectly with no issues whatsoever. It's almost brand new. I hope you like the colour. I hope you like the car, and let me know what you think of it. But yeah, it's 100% running perfectly, and then there's definitely no issues.
Like a drug that